Hello, Brickman here, back to bring you episode 4 of my new series of building LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, where I take LEGO Indiana Jones 2's level creator and use it to its fullest extent possible to create every episode from Star Wars. Today I have 4 levels to showcase from episode 4, A New Hope, as you could see, and there's a bonus slot, of course, for the 5th level, which will be saved for the bonus level episode. I'm sure you could possibly guess which this would be, but we'll get to that later. So without further ado, let's play the first level, Tantive IV Escape. I'll be totally honest, I love my episode 4 levels. They are like actually the best and probably my favorite. At least the first 3 levels, you'll see when we get to the 4th. But here we go. This is the level in its raw form. Let's test it out. So we have basically Princess Leia and a rebel soldier guy. We each pull a lever in the Tantive IV, and once that door opens, we get into action. You can see the camera view is pretty unique for this level, and now we're fighting all the stormtroopers that show up right at the door right there. We also have turrets there just to really annoy you. Could actually take out the turrets. Wow. So now we shoot 1, and then that's 2 targets. Now we can't get to the next few targets, so we gotta use the bottles from our enemies. Take out a fire there, then you could shoot the target. And the next one, and there we go. Once all 4 targets are hit, you could progress into the next room. Build a ladder here. You could go into the overhead, a little walkway up here to fight more enemies. Pick up a key, go back down, and put the key in the key switch. There, that activates this. Realize all these rooms could have just been, jumped right over by the female jump, but see, the level is still formulated so that you have to get the lower jumping character everywhere. Okay, let's check this out. In the corner there is a little chest here hidden, and there's a spear. Okay, walk on over this way. There's a bunch of nice studs and 2 enemies to fight here. This is where the escape pod would be, but of course it's going to be a little more elaborate than that. Some more studs. Again, she could jump in here, but look, 2 buttons. Let's jump and ride in this area. There's a little motorcycle. Okay, take this and hit the other one. That brings an elevator up. Realize currently only the female can get up here though. Okay, some more enemies to fight now in this new area of the ship. Studs. Okay, nice. Some ventilation or whatever. Okay, more studs. We don't have a gun. Let's walk across to the next side of this area. More enemies. Oh no, they're gonna kill me. Now you're going to need the female jump to make that. Just about. There's a little bit of an advantage there. Okay, now that we made it all the way across here, we could pull this lever, and what that does is puts the ramp up here, and now what he can do is go up the same way Leia just went. Now you have to make it across here the same way as you did before, but now you could also shoot those targets. Also in the corner here we have some crates just simply blocking off a what is it? It's a mini kit. Bring her across to this side, hit the second target. Okay, we got the next elevator up, and that would be the one over here. So now you can make this jump and fight the last few enemies. Pick up some TNT. Okay, let's bring that elsewhere. There was this metal chest from before. Let's destroy that, and it's the Death Star secret plans, or a book. Now we could take that book right on over to the book switch, solve this real quick, and what that does is opens the door here. So now this way you could get both characters to each hit a button, and then that opens this gate here. This mini kit is for true Jedi, by the way. So now you could take this particular motorcycle up that ramp, just like so, and hit the button here, and that's you getting out away in the escape pod. But now before we finish this level, let's go back and collect some of those mini kits I missed. So if you use the motorcycle that's now up here, you could use this guy to now jump into this area. Leia didn't need that anyways. She could go up this, but then you could both hit a button if you were smart, and just like that, now you could take this motorcycle, bring it into that room, and boom, mini kit. It's the second escape pod right across the room. Let's check our corners just in case. That's a mini kit. Over in this corner, another mini kit. That was pretty cheap of me, I guess. What more can we do with this motorcycle? Let's take it back to the start, just like the Coldplay song, right guys? Okay, here, hit this vehicle button, and that's a mini kit. That spear that we got from before, that goes to a spear switch that was in this room, in case you missed it. That's a mini kit. I'm gonna take Leia back up here, have her jump up here. She can only get on top of the gates from this side, realize, because of how the land is formed there. And then of course you could reach that mini kit. Now a pretty well hidden mini kit is in one of the sides here. There is a mini kit in that corner. Okay, there we go. 10 out of 10 and level complete. Okay, level 2, we have the binary sunset. Alright, and so here it is. We have the planet of Tatooine that we are about to explore. Covers all the events with Luke and Obi-Wan, and then we also move into the Mos Eisley kind of area. You could see all that, the cantina. Wow, this is super awesome setting, right guys? It's a lot of sand, but then finally here's the spaceport area that we're going to get into. This is a pretty big level. This took me a lot of time. So here we start. I'm Luke inside his home. Some basic things. I push a crate. This way I could get up here, destroy the chest. That gives me a shovel. Then I could use the shovel to build this. And now we have ourselves a ladder to escape. Boom. Now I'm outside. Here are the Jawas. Oh no. Kill all the Jawas. Okay, you could dig this. That gives you a ladder to go back up, as you can see. So now you could go on top of here again. And let's jump into that sand crawler, shall we? Could use the 2 bars, and now we're inside the sand crawler. What? Destroy all these pots as if they were the droids. And inside one of them was a wrench. Use a simple key switch to be able to get back out of the sand crawler. Okay, now with that, we go back into Luke's home. We could use that wrench to repair, say, one of the droids you just purchased, like C-3PO and R2. Now, as you can see, once you repair R2, this light turns on. That's like the hologram of Princess Leia when she says, Obi-Wan, you are my only hope. And not only does it do that, but it also opens a ramp here so you could take this tractor or a land speeder and bring it on over this way. This is a pretty simple thing. You could mess around with the toggle switches to see which formula works best. Try this one. Yeah, no, that does not work. Okay, put the ramps back down. Let's try that again. Maybe straight and forward wins the race, right? Oh, that worked. Now we take it into the Junlin Waste, and we get attacked by Tusken Raiders. Oh no, and then finally we have Ben Kenobi to save us. And you have to take the speeder right into this button here, this little cave area, and off to the side you have the waste area where R2 would have been wandering. See this kind of valley kind of setting, except this is kind of bonus. You could just push the rocks per se into the net there. There's 3 times you have to do that. Oh, there's time 2. I get that. Oh, that's 3. That's a mini kit. Now we have Obi-Wan's home here. That button from before put down the vertical platform. This way we could reach inside his home. If you get both characters in there, you could both hit a button. That again plays the hologram, and also in here you could pick up the lightsaber that Luke receives from Obi-Wan, right? There's some barrels too you could destroy for some studs. Hitting the buttons were your only way back out, as you could see. Collect some studs in the corner, why not? So now let's take the lightsaber back over here to the lightsaber switch, and as you can see, it turns on the fire pit to show that Luke's home is now on fire. I'm going to take my speeder back because it did more than just that. You have to take the speeder around this way to avoid the fire. Once it gets around, as you can see, this ramp is now put up from that lightsaber switch as well. So now you use the ramp with the speeder, you go into this area. These are the stormtroopers that ask, you know, are these the droids we're looking for or whatever. And now what that essentially did was open this gate. So now you can enter the Mos Eisley region. Finally, here we are. Just some random junk around the area. You could ride an elephant as if it was like a bantha or something, I don't care. But pull 1 and pull 2 levers here. What that does is drops this platform down. Obi-Wan's character happens to come with a book, so you could use that. And what that does is open the door. Now you're gonna actually have to use that elephant or whatever it is to jump onto the platform and reach that and then go in here. And boom, now we're in the Mos Eisley Cantina. These are the 2 guys that attack you at the counter. You cut their arms off or really just kill them in this case. You can also pick up a lightsaber because a lightsaber was used in that scene. And just to make sure you're representing cutting off somebody's arm, there's a lightsaber switch. It also opens up the side door here, and here's Jabba and his little gang that you have to fight. So basically you're Han Solo now. Pick up a gun. Also you could use these whip switches. One that gives you a mini kit. We can now use the gun over in this area, shoot the target that opens the door. And now we're meeting with Greedo here. We could shoot Greedo, and there's the target just to show that you're shooting Greedo. That essentially activates the elevator here, which lets you get back out of the cantina. I'm just going to destroy all these tables for studs, because why not? There's a spot over the counter here. Here's just the bartender. There's an easy mini kit. Now that we're back out of the cantina, we could use this gun from before, hit 1 and hit 2 targets, and this is the little bunker where R2 and C-3PO were hiding. You use the elephant thing again to jump into this area and use the wrench. When you repair that opens this door off to the spaceport. Use the steps here, very simple, but what it also does is activate a ton of turrets, and here's the Imperial spy that you gotta kill. So you're getting shot at by basically all the stormtroopers, and you have to reenact the whole Great Escape. So drive the car forward, basically the Millennium Falcon. We can do 1 ramp at a time here. I pull a lever if it lets me. We have a whip switch there, okay. Right here we have a key for a fan that brings us up in that part. We could both use the fan to get up to the buttons here. If you each hit a button, that opens the final ramp, okay. But at last, we could make our grand escape. Let's go for it. 1 shot. Oh, wow. Okay, now you have to hit 1, and before you hopefully die, you hit 2. That's the end of the level, technically, but let's go get every mini kit. That's the mini kit for completing the level. Then we have a lot more to go. Off to the side this way, you could jump onto this spot. Now you could walk across all the walls from before. Finally, not so crazy a balancing challenge, but let's go. If I go all the way this way, there is a purple stud there and a blue stud. I'm gonna go down across this way. Let's check it out. Go this way, and oh, more studs. Is this a dead end? No, not necessarily. You just need skill. Jump across this way for 4 blue studs. Jump back. Jump straight on over the cantina. Finally, that's a mini kit. Let's bring this creature on over to the corner here. There is a vehicle pad. That puts a mini kit right here. For the fun of it, there's a huge boulder here that we have to push. The only thing that's really aggravating here is the great distance that you have to go with it. At last, there is a boulder pad right here. There we go. Finally, you get a mini kit. Back back in this area, there was a target that you couldn't hit before. That gives you a mini kit. Okay, now let's take the Millennium Falcon up this way, and oh my god. Hopefully before you die, you could just make it to that vehicle switch. That's a mini kit. Just want to make it to True Jedi because I'm like right there. So there we go. At last, I could get the 10th mini kit. Okay, I love this level, honestly. It covers every single event that happens at Tatooine. And that's why it's such a big level, and the next level is going to be possibly even bigger. Alright, now for level 3, we have the Death Star Rescue. Just like our previous level, we have another massive one that covers a bunch of scenes. So here is a look at the entire inside of the Death Star. There are multiple paths, lots of things to do in this level for sure. Take a look at it in its raw form. Lots and lots of stuff. And don't worry, we'll get to just about all of it, actually all of it. Here's Han Solo and Luke, I suppose. You could hit a button here. This is like the turret that Luke was using to train, give him a lightsaber there. Here's Space Chest, that's cool, right? Behind the Millennium Falcon is a mini kit. Get some studs as well. And if you want to go back on, there's just a simple ladder for you. So yeah, Indiana Jones has pretty much been Han Solo in the recent levels, and notice how this is the first time that I am using Indiana Jones. So his whip really allowed for some new gameplay mechanics that kind of differentiates the original trilogy from the prequel trilogy in my game. So as you can see, I had to pull this guy over. You can't kill him. That's the only reason I used the skeleton, because this way if you can't kill him, you could use your whip and drag him across and hit a third button with him. So now we're in the control room of the Death Star. By the way, in case it wasn't clear, that's kind of signifying getting the Stormtrooper disguise, because you're using the Stormtrooper to get into this place. Now here in the control room, there is a key switch. What does that do? Oh, well, that put up a ramp for now. We'll get up to the rest of that function later, but now we could also use Mutt or Luke to repair this, or now right now he's R2-D2 in this second. And repairing that opens the gate here. Now we're really walking through the halls of the Death Star. Off to the side though, there is Obi-Wan's do a little side quest. So we could go into this area, okay. Use a lightsaber switch to show that, yeah, you are being a Jedi, and you could go into this area now, fight a Stormtrooper, and then here's the little place that he has to go down across. You turn off all the switches to get down the shield generator of the Death Star, right? There are even the 2 levers and a purple stud hidden behind this, but it's just assuming that pattern, so you should know about it. And that showed a camera over there. We'll get to what everything works together like in the end. Also for the minikit in this area, it's pretty easy to miss, but there's a shovel up here. You could use your whip to snatch it. See some more new gameplay mechanics with the whip, and now you can dig up this ladder and build it. You go up now, you're on top of the structure. That gives you a minikit and a ton of studs. Cool. Now to get back out here, you could just use the water pump. That's simple. And here's a traditional kind of elevator thing. Use the toggle switch to bring that down. You get your second player on the elevator again, then they go up. They have to use the other toggle switch to bring the other elevator down, and then your second player goes up on that one and you bring them up. Could pull a lever here that opens nothing yet. I forgot to pick up a gun. That was right over here. You could pick up guns. Okay, so you could use the gun, you could hit the target, like that's when Han Solo finally loses it with the guy on the phone, and then that finally opens this on the phone, you know what I mean. Now you're in the detention cell. You could fight the Stormtroopers here. There's at least 3 of them to fight off. Now how I did this is each lever represents a door that you don't know which door it is, so that opens this one over here. Okay, that has some studs. This lever, ooh, it's a gamble. What's this one open? Ooh, this door, okay. Pull this lever, what's that one do? Oh, that one, okay. Pull this here lever, this room with a bunch of flowers, why not? Oh, that gives us a bottle. Let's take that bottle back over this way. Take out the fire there. Now we get a book. We might need this later, who knows? Another lever right here. What's that? Oh, that opens the one to the princess. So now we have Leia. Let's kill her. And then when you're escaping with Leia, that's when Leia, like, you know, blasts out the little thing over there, and that would be you jumping into the trash compactor. So you could also take the TNT that you got from the princess. That's why you still needed her door open, and that blasts out the metal barrels that was blocking you from jumping into the trash compactor. So here's the trash compactor. This is going to be quite a pickle to get yourself out of. You could pick up a key, and then you could go up the ladder, because now you're technically switching back to R2 and C-3PO's side. They turn the key over here, and now, yeah, it's annoying. You have to go back up. Also, quick thing, let's push these 2 buttons out. We have both characters. Oh, that's a mini kit. Okay, so yes, as that was supposed to do, that gave us a way out, and now that elevator brings us all the way up. You get some guns just in case you ran out of ammo. Now here's a pretty awesome part. This is Han Solo chasing down that Stormtrooper. He's just running away from you because you're chasing him, right? You hit a target for each door when he's running away. This one in particular has 2 targets, and then finally when you follow him, suddenly you finally get him, but then, oh my god, there's a ton of Stormtroopers. I think that was a pretty cool representation of that scene, so now you fight all of them. Look at all these nice blue studs you could get. So for one, you could pull this lever. That gives you a way back out. Now also you could repair this, and that opens that gate. Okay, so now we fight the Stormtrooper. This is the area that Luke and Leia go to. Of course, we have turrets shooting us just to represent Stormtroopers. You could whip across, or, you know, it's swinging across the Death Star base basically, and then push that button. That gives you a gate that gives you access in here. Now, just in case you screwed up like I did, well, first of all, you could go over here, fight these 3 stormtroopers, pull a lever, and that gives you a way to go back this way. See, because previously I did miss it. I have to whip over a lightsaber there. So that's kind of important. There's a lightsaber switch right here. That opens up this door. Now you go out here, you have another lightsaber, and now you finally fight Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader. That's a simple kill. Now, once you've made it this far, there is a simple whip switch here, and finally that opens that gate. For some quick studs there, you drop down. This is the Millennium Falcon. You could finally drive out. See, before we open the ramp in the control room, then we open the door once we made it to the end of the level. And what Obi-Wan's side mission from before did was open this, which essentially was the shield generator, the tractor beam thing that would allow the Millennium Falcon to escape the Death Star. And finally, once we hit these 1, 2 buttons, that completes the level and activates these turrets, which are just the TIE fighters that chase you out of the Death Star. And that's ultimately the end of the level. There's a mini kit and some studs. But the fun isn't over yet. Let's use that book that we got from before right here. That book switch opens this room over here. We could pull this lever. That opens a ramp over there. And additionally, there's a whip switch in this room, and that gives us a mini kit. So now with this ramp, we could drive this over the gate there. If we bring it all the way to this area, there is a vehicle switch that we could hit there, and that gives us a mini kit. Okay, now there were also some free play rooms over in this area of the Death Star. If we turn the 2 key switches here, this gives us the conference room. We could destroy that whole thing because it was all brick built. And finally, at the 1 chair at the end of the table, there was a spear, and you could use that for the spear switch there. That puts a mini kit right smack in the middle of where the table used to be. Oh, a second book switch. What this one does is open this room. This is the cannon room. So if we turn these 2 levers, that puts out that beam. That's like blowing up Alderaan, or basically just shoots the Death Star laser. So I thought that was just a fun room to kind of throw into, or a scene that you could represent. Now for our last mini kit, if you pick up the TNT from this room before and you jump out this way, before you run out of time, you could chuck the TNT. Oh no, I'm gonna run out of time. If you could chuck the, oh no, chuck the TNT at the metal barrels right there, and you get some studs, and you could also hit the button there that those were previously blocking. That gives you a mini kit. And finally, our stud target was 60,000, which we have accomplished. So there's our final mini kit. Level complete. Yeah, so that's it. Super long and decently challenging level. Now we go into the final episode 4 level, which is Rebel Attack. Now, I really thought those last 3 levels, the first 3 levels of episode 4, were super cohesive, super fun, and pretty packed. Then finally we have this last final level that really aggravates me because it's just, well, what's the best way I could have done this? It's a vehicle level. So let's get into it. We start out in Yavin 4 at the Rebel base. We have Luke and just a generic Rebel pilot. Pull the lever here. This is the showcase of the Death Star secret plans. You have benches here for people to sit, you know. But additionally, that also puts up an elevator there. Off to the side, there is a target you could shoot with this character, and that gives you a free mini kit. Also, here's the round table where all the rebels discuss, and there's a mini kit for all 3 buttons hit. There's also a light there. This is another character that you can't kill, by the way, just noting. Now, this elevator can bring you up here. You could repair this, and what that does is put up a ramp here. Now, additionally, there's a button here. You could push that, and that's going to temporarily put on a light. If you push the box and then hit that button, that will activate the ramp over here. In the corner, by the way, is a mini kit. Now, you could take your X-Wing, per se. Now that it was freed because of that ramp, you could take it up along this path, hit a button there. That activates this ramp and a ton of turrets. Now you could bring this up and do your race. Just one big race. Every vehicle pad puts up another ramp. There's fire everywhere. There are turrets. You could hit a vehicle pad. There I go. But I could still continue the race without the vehicle, of course, which is probably my personal recommendation because this is super hard. Like, if you want to do this whole thing with a vehicle, you're going to die so many times and restart. So I'm going to complete the race part with my character first, but realize at the end I do put a vehicle pad so that you have to bring the car all the way up, which is still a complete challenge on its own. Okay, here I go. Round 2 with bringing this vehicle up. Hit this button now. Realize there's a second wave of turrets because I'm expecting them all to blow each other up already from the first wave. So again, to make it easier so I don't lose my X-Wing, I'm just gonna like take out the turrets, and that means suicide bombing. Ready? There we go. Now there are normal turrets too that like can't be destroyed, so that's gonna suck. There's also a button off to the side for a mini kit. You could see that simple. You could use the vehicle to get on the go. Let's try that again. There we go. So you're gonna like have to rush because the turrets are oh no. Okay, yeah, no, we lost. I truly just cut out a half hour of content. But anyways, once we finally reach it to the end there, we go into the trenches of the Death Star. So you gotta fight Darth Vader. There's a chest that's on the side kind of hidden there that gives you a shovel. Take that shovel, dig out this ladder right here, and then you could go off into this area. Take the guy with the gun. If you shoot that target, that's a mini kit right there. You could jump across this whole area, then jump there. And then if you repair this off to the side, that'll give us a mini kit there. Pick up a torpedo and chuck that at the metal barrels over there, that blows up all of that once you use the force, or whatever you want to call it. There's so many turrets here in the trenches, which is what's making it difficult to push this big boulder, because they're all really working against you. Yes, turrets will push the boulder the other way. Still have to go over a stoop, of course. Ah, yes, once you finally sink that in, boom, those fireworks go off, and that represents the explosion of the Death Star. Now you would also have the True Jedi mini kit that I didn't get, even though it was right there, and also the completion of the level mini kit, and then those added to what I already had would have given us 10 out of 10 mini kits. Okay, so episode 4, a fun bunch of levels. I'd love to hear what you guys thought of that bunch of levels. Those 4, of course. Keep in mind, I have a bonus level coming soon. And next up, we have episode 5. So stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for plenty more videos coming real soon. Bye-bye.